distinguished adventurers, welcome to the Sketching Hour. I am your person who talks at the screen a lot, Lauren, and I am here, as always, with two amazing artists from Idle Champions. Alexis, the returning champion, would you please introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Alexis. I'm one of the people who draws on the screen a lot.
And Michelle, would you please introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Michelle Papadopoulos. I'm one of the artists too, and I'm also going to draw on the screen.
And I'm not going to draw on the screen at all because I'm going to leave that up to the two fabulous people below me. For those of you who are new to our show, we take these rolling tables that you can see over here. We're going to be rolling some D20s to randomly determine what our artists will be mashing together to draw today. And while they are drawing on Magma Studios, they will have a chance to work that for the whole hour while I work with chat to figure out where these creatures come from. What are their names? What are some of the replacement words for these rolling tables? So this week I've pulled up my Draconia D20. I don't know how well it's going to show up, but it's got all the dragon scales on there. And
Pretty.
yeah, I like it so much. It's super pretty. I'm going to be rolling for cute animals. Alexis has adjectives and Michelle has monsters. So let's get those good rolling noises in. I love that noise.
I got a 5 for giant spider.
Oh, it's about to happen. It's about to happen. I see it happening. Giant spider. Alexis, what do we get for adjectives?
I got number 3 for grumpy.
A grumpy giant spider. And I got a 9, which is a bunny. A grumpy giant spider bunny is what y'all got to be drawing today. So I think let's have a moment to enjoy these mushrooms for just the briefest of moments. And I'm just going to preface all this by saying I can't wait to see how many legs this giant spider bunny has. Maybe that's why it's grumpy.
Too many legs.
So many legs. All of the legs. All right.
Okay.
I need to update the title of this episode. We are no longer inspired by Magic the Gathering. I came up with that temporary title while I was opening more D&D Forgotten Realms Magic the Gathering cards, and now I have all of the owl bears. But for today, we've got a grumpy... Is it a grumpy bunny spider? A grumpy giant spider bunny? Grumpy giant spider bunny. Grumpy
Yeah, sounds nice.
giant spider. I mean, I don't know if it sounds nice. It at least sounds... It rolls off the
tongue.
Exactly. Grumpy giant spider bunny. That's every week I end up saying things that even though I am a D&D player and I play so much D&D, and every week I look at the title and I go, well, I guess I've said that today. All right. If you have joined us in the chat, we are not just going to be watching these two lovely artists do their amazing work. We have other things going on. You can ask questions in chat, and our wonderful moderator and producer, Sasha, will grab them and stick them in our document. I also keep an eye on the chat, too, because it's fun. We're also going to be coming up with replacement words for the ones that we just took off those lists. And if you're new and you want to know what we've been up to in the last couple of weeks, well, here's what we did last week. We had disheveled gelatinous cube squirrels. Because if you thought that this week was a mouthful, last week was even more of a mouthful. Last week, Alexis was off exploring the world, being awesome and doing other things, and not being here. And so we had Ivy as a special guest, and we had goopy squirrels, and they're adorable.
I'm a little sad that I missed Gelatinous Cube, but I love what Ivy did, so I think it worked out pretty good.
Yeah, it's pretty lovely. I mean, we can always just make disheveled gelatinous cube squirrels happen again. So
yeah, there's no reason I can't draw that.
Exactly. Yeah, and as we have previously stated, there are no rules on this show. There's just kind of what we want to do. We just have a framework that we stick to. Every once in a while, we're like, but what if instead we did Hoof and Woof Week? We also had fan art because we continue to have these amazing people who draw just for funsies. Banana Mobster on Twitter was back with their own version of the gelatinous squirrel.
Awesome.
And they talked about how it's like shaking itself out of the cube. It's just being created out of this cube, and it's I love how translucent it is.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. And Mars was back on our Discord with the gelatinous scoop.
Love the whiskers poking out the front.
Right?
That's so cute.
And the poor little acorn that went boink, 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 boink. So yes, if you would like to join in the fan art and have your fan art featured here, I'm calling it fan art, but I guess it's just a draw along. I don't know. Either way, let us know by posting it on your social media of choice and tagging us, or putting it in our Discord, discord.gg/idlechampions. Join us on the art train because it's adorable. But meanwhile, we'll come back here and see how progress is going and try to guess how many legs our grumpy giant spider bunnies are going to end up with. All right, chat, I need to know if you had to pick how many legs a grumpy giant spider bunny has. Are they 4? Are they 8? Are they 12? How many legs? Take your best guess. And meanwhile, I will come over here and see. Oh, we've already got questions. Oh, yes. We also have captions. We're playing around with a couple of different ways to have captions. This is working okay. We'll see how the episode goes, but I'm definitely taking feedback on captions. Cassius335 says, so are there non-giant spider bunnies? Yes. I mean, if it was just a spider crossed with a bunny, then I think we would be tempted to scale down. But I don't know. It's kind of up to our artists. What do you think? Does the fact that this is a giant spider affect the size of the creature you were thinking about?
I think it's got to be giant. It's right in the name.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fair. That's super fair.
But there could also be miniature giant spider bunnies, just like miniature giant space hamsters.
And then Boo can ride on them. It'd be great.
Yep.
Klepto14 wants to know, which did Ivy draw from our previous art from last week? The one on the right of the screen. So the brownish squirrel directing the cube below it with arm movements. So I love how different both of those ended up being. It's adorable and yet kind of scary too. Lucy LRA says, just a note, Lauren, you're listed as you when speaking on the captions instead of your name. So we are using the Google Meet captions, which are awesome and do a fairly good job of keeping up with us, and we'll list everybody else, but because it's my meeting, it lists me as me. But I figured that was going to be okay because I'm also the one on screen that you can see whose mouth is moving, so hopefully that won't be too confusing, but that is one of the drawbacks of this system when we have more than one person talking, is I'm listed as you. Now,
Hey, you.
Yeah.
now maybe that means you at home think that you are talking because you see you in the captions, and if you would like to role play along, I welcome that. I'm okay with this.
But try not to have an existential crisis.
No, this is a very chill stream. Just relax and be happy. Oh, I just saw something not happy in chat, and I'm going to say it because it's funny. Cola Pop's flesh-eating swarms of tiny spider rabbits.
Ugh.
Well, that's... You win. You win for today. Wow. All right. Well, we've got some adjective suggestions from chat, so let me start grabbing some of those. If you do have a suggestion for either a monster, a cute animal, or an adjective that we can use to replace the ones that we have currently used, let me know, and I will add them to the list. For example, Kinvrap suggests flamboyant, patchwork, and piratical. Ooh. So patchwork is on there. Number 18. So good on you. You thought of one that is a popular one. Flamboyant is not on there, but it is on my list that I hold onto in the back pocket. But piratical is new.
I don't know what that means.
I think that just means be a pirate.
Oh.
I think
Yeah.
that's just, yes. I mean, that's the way I am interpreting it, is it's talk like a pirate, draw like a pirate, draw a pirate. When is Talk Like a Pirate Day? Someone in chat tell me when Talk Like a Pirate Day is. Maybe we will do piratical during, I think it's a Monday, so it might not work, but I like the idea of Talk Like a Pirate Day being the day that we're piratical. Ed Ladd suggests origami as an adjective. Ooh. Like paper birds.
I feel like that would be a difficult one to draw.
That would be, but yeah. It could be very zen, though. It would be... Well, I think it's very zen, but I just have to sit here and chat while you two do all the hard work, so what do I know?
Well, you know, we don't have to, like, we can interpret it however we want, so it doesn't necessarily have to be like an origami version of the monster.
That's true. That could also be a little horrific if it's not actually made out of paper. I'm just going to leave that thought alone. Help, I am being told that Talk Like a Pirate Day is September 19th, which is a Sunday. You can't get any further away from a Wednesday than that. That's... Aw. Oh well. I mean, maybe it'll turn into Talk Like a Pirate Week. Oh, I'll keep that in mind. Oh, jeez. Yeah, we're getting a lot of fun adjectives. Oh, and people are already naming these two creatures. Findar Gamer says Spike and Thumper. The two of you are already so evocative in your art that people are naming these creatures.
Yes.
I love it. I'm just
trying to decide how I want to do these legs.
I know. It's tricky. That's a tricky part.
I appreciate that the both of you immediately went for more rather than less legs. That is, I appreciate and applaud, and I know that was a difficult decision.
Maybe I should just stop at 2 on each side, then I don't have to draw them all.
I mean, bunnies only have 4 legs, so if you go in the bunny direction, that's not... Also, I mean, once again, it's your creature. Give it 14 legs.
Think about it.
I will consider it and check in again in 30 minutes to see how much time I have left and decide.
Exactly.
Maybe these are all the legs this thing will get. I do kind of like the idea that time could be a factor in the ambulatory abilities of this creature. Why are there only 4 legs? Because there was only 1 hour. Cassius335 makes a good point, which is legs affect jumping ability, although it is a very good point. However, rabbits, it's just their back 2 legs. So maybe you only need 2. They just need to be really beefy, strong legs that also can kill a person, because I don't know if you know this. Rabbits are scary.
Yep.
Rabbits are dangerous.
Whenever my dog chases one, I'm like, don't catch it. Please don't catch it.
Yeah. Their instinct is to run away, but if they've got to fight, they've got claws back there that are wicked. And if you've ever read Watership Down, they are scary. That is... they're anthropomorphized in there, but like the fighting ability of rabbits that's pretty... I had a rabbit when I was young. There were rabbits in our yard, and I watched a rabbit stand in our driveway and refuse to move as my dad tried to back his car out of the driveway. Big, giant bunny just stood there staring my dad down in his car. Like, you can't make me move. What are you gonna do? Run me over? No, you're not. Rabbits are scary.
Watership Down, like the animated movie, scared the crap out of me when I was a kid.
Yeah, it's one of those quote unquote kids books that isn't really a kids book, or it's a story told to children in the style of like old German folk tales, in where we're going to tell you a horrific story about some kids who got just completely slaughtered as a way of convincing you don't go into the forest at night.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sound off in chat if you have seen that original Watership Down animated movie.
It is scary.
Yeah. Banana Momster mentions there was the newer animated version of Watership Down that came out a year or two ago that I thought was well done. I haven't had a chance to see that because it either came out at a time that I was busy or on a platform that I wasn't subscribed to. One of the two. I can't remember which. The book is really good. I haven't read it in a while, but I should have known as soon as that I rolled Bunny that this was going to be a tangent we were going to go on. This is not the first time I've brought up Watership Down. I should get back to what we are actually doing. Oh, Irene UK says it was on BBC 2 or 3 Christmases ago. There we go. That makes sense. Garwar says, I grew up on a sailboat named Watership Down, so yeah, seen it. A sailboat named Watership Down. I mean, that's got a lot of fun meanings to it. I kind of like that. I'm very distracted by that. I think that's actually a really good name for a boat. Huh.
I agree. Good boat name.
Good boat name. I don't know if I'd want to grow up on a boat, but it's a good boat name. Bindaru says we had a pet rabbit when I was a kid. One was adorable. Several were the meanest creatures ever. Yeah. And once again, when they want to be mean, they just got massive, massive claws. So here we are with grumpy giant spider bunnies. They're dangerous up front and dangerous in the back. Like, this is just danger from both ends. Sean wants to know, wouldn't you prefer Watership Up? I'm just gonna stare at you. That's fine. Yeah, Cola Pop's Prince of 1,000 Enemies. Yep. Oh, Father Wind has a question for the artists. How do the artists feel about drawing on a tablet versus pen and paper?
Good question. I think I prefer pen and paper.
I do as well.
Yeah, it has more tactile feel to it.
Of course, the nice thing about a tablet is there's an undo button, and like if you draw something and you're like, oh, I made the head too big, you can just like lasso it and make it smaller. But I don't know, it's kind of relaxing to get away from the computer and draw on paper.
Yeah, I can imagine that tactile feel of a pencil across like the rough paper. That's one of the reasons that I enjoy. I still have a physical on paper to-do list that sits on my desk. Is I do like the act of small bits of writing. I'm sure probably my hand would cramp up at this point if I tried to do whole Google Docs worth of writing, but that feel is really nice.
Yeah.
Also, while everybody is coming up with questions for our artists, or for me, or for whatever, if anyone has any other suggestions for, how you end up with a giant spider bunny, how do these two creatures get crossed over, and is the fact that they're a crossover between these two enough to give them the reason that they are grumpy, or are they grumpy for other reasons? Because I don't want to assume that just because, you know, the joke about a wizard did it, that the wizard put these two creatures together and that's why they're grumpy. I mean, maybe they're happy. Maybe this is awesome. Maybe they love being giant spider bunnies.
Yep, they could just be having a bad day.
Yeah. Findar Gamer says, if it's a half spider, half hair, does that make them a spare?
Yes.
Yes, it does. Yeah, creepy wizards, evil emperors, or it's always a wizard did it, right? Oh, we've got some adjective suggestions from DDM Boy of Doom. elderly, abstract, and skeletal. Abstract. How artsy do the two of you want to get one week?
That'd be interesting.
Yeah.
Don't know what I'd do for it, but it'd be a fun one.
Today I'm creating a Picasso, and tomorrow I will be doing, or the next week I will be doing something from the, I've just lost the name of that artist that did all of the dribble paint stuff. Is the
Jackson Pollock.
Jackson Pollock. Thank you. It's all Jackson Pollock. Where's the giant spider bunny in this? Can't you see in all of the little dots? It's very abstract. Oh, Garwar says they're grumpy because they don't walk into webs. Because carrots don't walk into webs. Sorry.
They're very hungry.
The chat moved on me and I was like, oh. Yeah. Yeah, okay, so our giant spider bunnies, do they hunt? Are they omnivores? Are they vegetarians? Oh, Evil Emperor Zerg says no coffee yet. Well, there you go. Someone get these spider rabbits some coffee.
Or they can't even like hold a coffee mug, so that's why. It's like they can never ever have coffee in their entire life.
Oh no.
Unless somebody feeds it to them.
Oh no. That's the start of a horror movie. Emote suggests that these creatures are called spabbits. And I'm writing that down.
Spabbits.
Because I like that, because that's kind of a funny name for what might end up being a horrific creature. A really scary creature. We've got Alfakir011. I prefer a spy hair. Ooh.
Spy hair.
Spy
I like
hair.
that. Spy hair.
A Picasso Tiamat. Oh. Galapi01 suggests a scientist bunny tested his teleportation device when a spider crawled inside. The bunny being played by Jeff Goldblum, I assume, because why not just remake the fly as something anthropomorphized with a bunny? Dons suggests spider, grumpy, Loth corrupts a bunny people city.
Ooh.
Ooh. What's there's the new herringons that are coming in Wild Beyond the Witchlight that they announced.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, so you get those, a whole civilization of herringons, and Loth comes along and says, I got an idea. Y'all need more legs. That's also kind of scary. Ooh, we've got a couple people in chat. I don't see who suggested it, but Spunny has come up as a name. Spunny. Yeah, I love how everybody is immediately on top of just naming these creatures. Hey, listen, Cola Pops, if we had the exact same thought 4 times in a row, it just means the two of us are on the same wavelength, that's all. I'm lucky I get to watch the chat, and I get to pull things from chat. That makes life easy. Oh, hey! Star Chaser 43 just finished Split the Party on my Epic account. Congratulations for splitting the party, for completing splitting the party, for splitting the party and completing it. That's an accurate way of saying. That is not an easy variant, so congrats on that. Yeah, I like the idea of... I don't know if I want to go full-on Lolth, but I do like the idea of like this being an experiment by one creature that went horribly, horribly wrong, and then here we are. I also love the colors that both of these creatures are now.
Gotta take a look at Michelle's now. Ooh, pretty.
The ears are an extra special touch. I like that. Because, yeah, bunnies are only a couple different colors, but when you look at the variety of spiders that are out there, there are remarkably adorable spiders. Like,
yeah,
legs make things creepy, but then there's also, like, what are the spiders that have the little fan on their back? And they puff up the fan when they're looking for mates, and then they do a little dance. And it's this colorful little fan that they wave around, and it's adorable. And like jumping spiders. Jumping spiders are so cute. Cassius335 suggests maybe Michelle should make the paws a different color. They're a bit hard to make out.
Yeah.
Aw.
I'm not done with the legs.
Oh, we
Can
got
I
plenty
see those cute little paws?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like the detail on the end of the legs, though. That is very, very spider-like to have those. I mean, I know those are bunny paws, but like to have that kind of detail on the very tip of the leg. Cola Pop says, I'm telling you, their ears double as... I don't know what that word is. They pull food into their mouths with their ears. I need to look up what this word is. I trust you that it's a real word. It is a pair of appendages in the front of the mouth in arachnids and some other arthropods, usually modified by pincer-like claws.
Calicera.
Calicera.
Whoa. That's
Okay.
a good word.
Okay. That's a solid word. Calicera. I've learned something new today. Thank you. The more you know. I need to write that word down. That's a word I'm going to use for later when I want to be impressive. But it also, like, if you don't know what that word is, it does not, you cannot pronounce it, especially in the English language, which is not good at helping with figuring out how to pronounce a word. Calicera. Alias Buck. I caught Calicera once and I got better. Gregarious. There was an article recently about the world's rarest rabbit, the Sumatran striped rabbit. It's a black and white striped rabbit from Indonesia.
Oh. Interesting.
Ooh.
Striped rabbit.
I may need to... Oh, yeah. Oh, that is so cool. It doesn't look like a bunny at first because the coloring is so different than what you'd expect, and it's got these little short ears. All right, sorry, everybody, we gotta stop. There is now Googling that has to happen.
Oh, interesting.
Welcome to the Sketching Hour, where we are the blue planet of video game art shows, and where we're going to educate you as well as entertain you. Yeah, zoology. It's fascinating. I did watch an entire video recently that was like a compilation of a whole bunch of Blue Planet bits all about spiders, which is why I have fresh in my mind the whole thing that jumping spiders are adorable, because they are. They're so cute. Well, okay. I appreciate that now the chat is filling up with suggestions for things to Google. I don't want this to turn into Lauren Google this. That is a separate show. I'll go ahead and pitch that for a separate time. Lauren does Google. Lauren Googles things. But I do appreciate learning all kinds of new words. Bunny long legs. Yeah.
I like that. Bunny long legs.
Yeah, Michelle, I think yours is definitely bunny long legs.
Yeah.
I do like how it looks like it's balancing on the tips of its toes. Like, that totally seems like a spider thing to do, even with bunny legs. That's adorable. Car War says, "Learning with Lauren, coming soon to the C&E Games Network." Which is basically just Lauren Googles things and goes, "Oh, I didn't know that."
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Alias Book. Mutual of Omaha presents Lauren Oboe's Wild Kingdom. I remember that show. Oh, I loved that show, Wild Kingdom. I have it in my head. I can't make the same kind of gravitas of the Mutual of Omaha's Wild Kingdom. But yeah. Some dude chillin' suggests Lapin plus arachnid equals... Oh, I'm going to pronounce this word. Laparachnid. Laprachnid? Laprachnid.
Laprachnid.
Laprachnid. Laprachnid. Oh, wow. The I'm very impressed that the closed captions got all of the specific letters. I'm impressed by that. Oh, yeah, I do remember watching that every Sunday. I think Blue Planet is a better show, though, especially with all of the high resolution HD stuff that we can get now. It's so gorgeous to watch. Even when I'm just watching on like my laptop or something, it's just amazing. Oh,
Yeah, the Blue Planet stuff is the only TV show that my dog thinks might be kind of real. So when there's like a large cat walking across the screen, he gets very anxious.
oh no! Anxious like wants to chase, or anxious like, oh no, it's a lion, it will chase me.
Like his ears go up, and then he like stands up, and then he starts kind of going back and forth, and will make little boofing noises.
Oh no! We had an excellent question about these creatures from Kizzy0975. Do these things live on the surface or in the Underdark? What do you think?
Kind of maybe like burrowed, like regular rabbits, but their holes go all the way into the Underdark and all the way up to the surface.
Ooh.
Yeah, they have options.
They have options.
I like that. I mean, they are giant, so they can traverse great distances. I was going to ask if the question again about what these creatures eat. And I do appreciate that there is a sketch of a carrot sitting out there. But considering the pincers on both of these creatures, I think we know. I think we have an idea. Yeah.
They're grumpy because they want carrots, but also they crave meat.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I like this story beat. This is good. All right. Oh, and we have a bunch of new people coming in from the game. Welcome to the Sketching Hour. If you are unfamiliar with our show, I talk with the audience while our two amazing artists draw a creature based on random rolls from this rolling table. And this week, we ended up with grumpy giant spider bunnies, which is never going to make me unhappy. Every time I say it, I'm just going to grin. Grumpy giant spider bunnies. So far, this is what we have. This is what they have drawn. It is already amazing. We're coming up with how these creatures came about. And so far, so I like the idea of they're grumpy because they can't eat carrots. So I feel like this is the bunny people doing artificer experiments. It's always an artificer. If it isn't a wizard, it's an artificer. And a giant spider got in the way and melded the two. And so now this is the spider bunny, and it has a craving for carrots, but it also has a craving for blood.
Perfect.
This just turned into a horror movie. If it used to have a craving for carrots, and now it craves flesh. Yeah, Banana Mobster says they eat whatever they want, but they long for carrots.
Yeah.
Yeah. People are talking about the hybridization of creatures in D&D. I mean, owlbears specifically, but just there's so many creatures in D&D that are take this, put them together. I like the idea that not everything was a wizard doing it. A wizard being like, let's just meld things. Sure, this never goes wrong.
Maybe some of those creatures just like fell in love and then somehow produced their owlbear offspring.
Oh. See, now I'm picturing a bunny and a giant spider, like, hugging. And how if you were friends with a spider, how wonderful that would be to get a hug from a creature that has that many legs. Oh, we got a bunch of questions from chat that our wonderful moderator Sasha has been grabbing, and I have completely not seen. Let's see. Alfalker01 suggests, could we have a competition on Discord before each sketching hour, where those who manage to guess the next episode challenges wins a few chests? I don't know. I feel like that would be unfair because of the fact that there's a lot of variance here with these three tables. I have not done the math with how many things can come up in like if you went through all of the possibilities. I've not done that math. I'm sure somebody has because we are a community filled with people who like good math. But I think that's a funny suggestion. The other reason that we couldn't do that, it would be unfair to our Discord communities because nobody knows what the replacement words are until this show actually starts. So it's possible that what we pick is one of the words that nobody knows about. That would kind of feel weird. So, but I do appreciate the Discord plug. Definitely come to our Discord because you know what you can do is you can show off your fan art like Mars has. Check out the gelatinous squib right there. There you go. So yes, definitely come to our Discord, join the community, get help with all of your Idle Champions questions, and draw fun art of scary but yet still maybe fuzzy creatures.
Super fuzzy.
Let's see. Henry Lowenwin says, my Epic store tells me there's something new, but I don't see anything in the in-game shop. You may need to give your game a restart. Also, the new things that happened today is the new event has started. So you can go ahead and play the new event. Also, it is week 2, I believe, of the DLC retirement sale. So that might be what Epic is pinging you about, that maybe some prices have updated because they're on sale. So you might want to check that out. Justin Reinhardt says, new here. Welcome. What app is being used for this sketching and coloring? This is a program called Magma Studios. It's a web-based application that allows our two artists to draw on the same canvas and for us to watch and enjoy along. It's a lot of fun. It's a pretty cool program. You can't see it because I've cropped it out because it's not as interesting to look at, but it's actually got a lot of options. It's not quite as full Photoshop-y, but it's got quite a few options, and it is fun to play around, especially with something that you can then share with your friends. Yeah, and welcome. Also, don't forget to grab the chest code for your Electrum chest, so you can get gear, and who knows, maybe you will... I'm trying to remember if there's a familiar in the game that's a bunny. I don't think there is. I know there's an
Almirage.
There's the Almirage. Thank you. I'm trying to picture, there's bunnies and there's spiders, and I'm sure there's one of the adventures and where you're having to go after bunnies and spiders.
There's definitely bunny monsters, rabbit monsters.
Yeah. I mean, because rabbits are terrifying.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, TC Hatcher says, I love the idea of axolotl as the cute animal. If it's not on the rolling table yet, it will be, because I know it's on my backup list. Because, yeah, they're adorable. Those big giant smiles on that weird head of theirs. I had to learn what they were. Oh, yeah. Galapi just suggested a cute animal as an axolotl. It is on the backup list. It is on the list of creatures that I will pull from when we update these lists. So, oh, that's a good question. Drisden wants to know, are we counting Star Silk as a bunny?
Half bunny, at least.
Yeah. Definitely half bunny. That was also a time in where I had Watership Down going through my head, was during the comic that Luke drew for Star Silk.
Oh, cute familiar.
They are adorable. Yeah, the chimeric hair, I think.
Yep.
Yeah. Finder Gamer says, I want a cuttlefish. Cuttlefish are really cute too.
Mm-hmm. I would like cuttlefish on the cute animals.
Well, then you will get cuttlefish on the cute animals. I don't know if I've got it on my backup list, but it is now.
Yay.
Because, yes, cuttlefish are, first off, even if they weren't adorable, they have cuddle in their name. And I think that means they automatically make it onto the cute animal list.
Agreed.
Yeah.
There's a great song by the 90s band Molko, and the name of the song was Killer Bunnies. Okay, well, Poden, after this show, I now have more Googling I will do. I will have to go listen to that song. I'm interested. And so to go along with the fact that bunnies are cute and also terrifying, now everybody in chat is talking about, specifically, Courtesan Hald says, cuttlefish are terrifying, deadly predators. I mean, why not both?
Yep.
If this isn't proof that you can be both cuddly and cute and terrifying, you know, I think a lot of the cute creatures on our cute animal list are actually terrifying predators. Like dolphins, yes, they're adorable, but they are also ruthless killers.
And bears.
Bears, absolutely. Eagles, for sure.
Owls.
Owls, yeah, definitely. Jellyfish are terrifying. They're super terrifying. I put it on the list because I'm trying to confront my fears about jellyfish, but there they are.
I think we all have our animal that we do not want to be around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I've talked about my fear of jellyfish. So, Also, llamas. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I can't be around snakes, even though the only snakes we have on Vancouver Island are small and harmless. Just can't.
But, I mean, at least that is a predator that you can encounter, so I can kind of understand the visceral reaction of, this is a creature that can bite me. Whether it'll actually do any harm or not, it's still...
Yeah.
Oh, Mithril Dragon says Mantis Shrimp hit their prey with supersonic hits. Yeah, I do. If you ever watch one of those documentaries about Mantis Shrimp, they are impressive. And I could see Mantis Shrimp on the cute animal list. Specifically Mantis Shrimp, just so we could have boxer shrimp. Oh. Sangai Rex wants to know, why is gibbering mouther not a monster option? No, we haven't had it yet. It is on the list.
Yeah.
Sorry, it took me a second. I'm like, it's on a list somewhere. Yeah, so we can only put 20 things on the list at a time because, 20-sided dice. So that is one of the animals, one of the D&D monsters I've got. It must have just been recommended recently because it's towards the bottom of the list, right below Bug-Eyed and Scholarly.
Ooh, Scholarly. That's a good one.
My list is not organized in any way, shape, or form. It's just literally a giant list of things that people suggest. So I really should organize it more.
When you're replacing items on the list, how do you choose? Do you just kind of go from the top, or do you look around for things you think are interesting?
I go from the top because the top tends to be where the older suggestions are, so I try not to ignore those. And then I basically try to figure out what's a replacement that isn't going to already overlap with something that's on there. And I've kind of talked about this a little bit before. For example, on the cute animal list, so bunny is going away. I gotta replace bunny. I don't necessarily want to put, say, moose on the list of cute animals because what's really going to be the difference between a deer and a moose? So, yeah, so I try to kind of pick something that is going to offer a new option on there. Or, all right, so bunny is kind of a cute, small, long-eared animal, so maybe I'll replace it with something similar, I'm just looking through the list right now, and of course the first thing I see is a cockroach, and I'm like,
not too similar.
Yeah, I just saw in the chat, Findar Gamer says moose are absolute murder machines. Yes, for those of us who are familiar with moose, especially in Canada, moose are scary and huge.
Huge.
They're
so
massive.
big.
Really, really big. But yeah, that's basically what I do for the monsters and the cute animals. Is I'm just trying to make a replacement that's going to offer something that isn't already on the list. Same thing for adjectives, although that tends to be a little bit easier because we don't have too many adjectives that overlap. I think the closest I've come to two things that overlap is we ended up with like elemental, but then also ice, fire, wind, that kind of thing. But yeah, there's no real science to it. It's a weird part of my job. When I applied to work at Codename Entertainment, it didn't include, hey, how good are you at replacement monsters on the list? Maybe it should have been, I don't know.
You should definitely add it into your like sort of job description.
Yeah.
Sort of thing. Yeah.
Super useful.
Absolutely. I'm sure at some point when, if and when I ever have to go find another job, what are your qualifications? What are some of your skills? Well, I can take a list of 20 things and I can take one and replace it, and it will still be a list of 20 things. Sorry. TC Hatchet says, have you had miniature as an adjective yet? I don't know if we've had miniature. The question becomes, without a banana for reference, how would you know?
Yes, we just have to add a banana for reference.
Yeah.
I mean, we got the carrot for reference, so...
It's a very large carrot, though. I think the spider's supposed to be giant.
It's a miniature giant spider bunny.
Yeah, and a miniature giant
Or
carrot.
a giant carrot.
I mean, at this point now, they're all just miniature giant spider things, or miniature giant things. I don't know. Maybe that's why they're grumpy, is they don't exactly know how big they are.
Yeah. I'm gonna add some people into this for scale. They're gonna be offering the carrot to the giant spider. Like, please take it and leave our village.
Oh, you weren't joking about the size of this carrot. Holy mackerel.
Huge. They had a good harvest.
That is one carrot that can feed an entire army. Holy wow. Okay, well, there you go. Tiny people for scale.
Mm-hmm.
And now you gotta draw a tiny, tiny little banana for people. No, you don't. No.
But I will.
Juki Bard says, I clicked on this because it popped up in my old champions. Welcome. But I just want to say these are terrifyingly cute. Great work. Awesome art. You're making me want to go sketch. Also, your
Yay.
bunnies make me think of Monty Python.
Oh, yeah.
Well, first off, thank you. Also, we made it 48 minutes into this show, and that is the first Monty Python reference. Good job. Holy, how did we avoid Killer Bunny references this entire time? I'm impressed with us. Star Chaser 43 asks, praying mantis, cute animal or monster? Just asking.
It's in that gray area.
Cute. They're cute. Except they rip off the heads of their mates, don't they?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. All right, so I'm going to agree with cute, not just because I agree that they are cute. They're kind of that weird alien cute. But if we do want to add the equivalent to a D&D monster, we can put Thrycreen on the monster side.
Mm-hmm.
And then it turns into that, well, it's on the monster side because it is a D&D monster. But there are things on the monster list that are cute, like Flums, so it's okay.
Yep.
Cola Pops wants to know, is paper mache on the adjective list? So I think this goes along with origami. I think people just want you to draw
like
paper
a craft.
things.
Yeah, just paper craft.
Next week, no Magma Studios. I want you to just point your camera at your desk.
Yeah.
And it's just going to be paper craft.
Yeah.
Let's see. Findin Gamer says, has kiwi made its way onto the list yet? Wait, like the
No.
Oh,
fruit?
a kiwi
Oh,
bird.
the kiwi bird.
Oh, the kiwi
Yeah,
bird.
those are cute.
I don't know if I remember what those look like, but I know I
They look like
recognize.
kiwis.
Well, all right. Now it's getting added.
They're like small and brown and fuzzy, and then they've got a pointy beak.
Oh, they're like, okay, and they got like the really long fin beak?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. It just took me a second. Oh, okay. Well, now on the list. Kiwi bird. And Herkwork suggests lizards as a cute animal, which I like. We might want something more specific because I got a chameleon on there.
Mhm.
So it could be useful to have a more specific lizard, but I'm not opposed to just putting lizard on there. Geckos, yeah. Colopops. Bearded dragons, says Danger Marmot. Leopard geckos, for example. There you go. Oh, Alphaker wants to know what is the closed captioning we're using. I've never seen anyone that is so accurate. Oh, that is good to know. So we're actually experimenting with this. This is specifically the closed captioning that comes with the Google Meet software. So we're giving that a try. I haven't found a perfect solution for closed captioning for streams, for all of our streams, but this seemed to be a pretty good option. I mean, let's now that we've been doing this for 50 minutes, let me poll the chat before we get to the end of the episode, since we've now had the captions on here the whole time. I know Garwar has been using some excellent captions, and we've tried a couple things in the past. How do you like these captions? Give me some. Are they good? Are they bad? Are they good but they could use tweaking? Are they bad but on the better side? What do we think, chat? Garwar wants to know, can the captions be adjusted size-wise? Kind of. I can try to make them a little bit bigger. The problem is fitting them in there in an accurate way and having them not take up too much room, but I can play with them. Colapop says these captions are too good. It's funnier when they're just slightly off. Yeah, it looks like they're pretty accurate. Maybe some display changes. A bit small. Okay. So I'm hearing that they're really good. Could use larger. Okay. I don't know if I can get them all the way across the bottom. It's just a way that they actually appear in Google Meet, but I will play around with that and see what I can do for next week. Because, yeah, it does seem like I'm getting the overall thumbs up from everybody. Everyone just wants them a little bit bigger. So there's another one that I've been playing around with, which is an overlay, which I like a lot in theory because it's an overlay so everyone can adjust how they want the captions to look for themselves, because some people want them in a different color or in a specific part of the screen. So the nice thing about the overlay option is you can have that control over your specific captions. The problem I was having was I haven't been able to figure out how to get it to work with more than just one person. And I've got these two other lovely people here with me that I would love to have included in the captions. So I gotta work on that. Yeah, the overlay one, I've been, it works really well for one single person, but I haven't been able to get it to work for multiple people yet. And no, Korstenhold, I'm not putting them in Comic Sans font. I'm gonna veto that. I appreciate the suggestion, but no.
Papyrus?
Wingdings. That's it.
Wingdings.
Those are the captions you're getting next week. Wingdings.
We won't need to draw anything. There'll just be pictures everywhere.
Yeah.
Exactly. Right, that was very funny. Oh, yeah, I'll look into a better font and see what options Google has. I'll also look into making them a bit bigger and see if I can at least get them wider so that they are an easier read. Because we do have a little bit of, I guess, free space on the bottom of the screen. Because, yeah, the Magma Studios, because it comes in a specific dimension, it gives me a little bit of space to play with, so... Yeah, Morse code. DDM Boy of Doom. Yes, we're going to get closed captions that are the hardest ones to read ever. They're going to be a challenge. It's going to be it's going to be a puzzle to puzzle out the captions. Semaphore flags says both Findar and Helios Buck. Semaphore flags. My screen is not big enough. No, a little too small. Okay. Anyway, back to this amazing art. We have a few minutes left before we are going to go raid Penny Arcade because the C Team is back, which I'm excited about because some of those characters, or most of those characters, are some of my favorite characters from D&D games, and I've been watching them for a while, so I'm super happy that they're back. But before we do that, we do need to come up with names for these two creatures. Michelle and Alexis, do either of you have a name in mind for your creature?
Not at all.
Nope. Didn't even cross my mind because I'm too busy drawing.
Okay, that's super fair. I think, so we had a couple of really good names for the kind of creature this is, but I think the name of creature on the left and creature on the right, let's see what chat says. Trevor says nightmare and nightmare. All right, I see where you're coming from. Jason Nolte says Bugsy and Malone. Ooh.
Cute. I like that.
I like that a lot. Corazin Huld says Webbit and Spunny.
Webbit. Cute.
Yeah.
Let's see. Aw, TC Hatchet says, I really love Alexis's grumpy giant spider bunny. Aw.
It's fluffy.
Banana Mobster says Bugs and Roger. Flopsy and Mopsy from Findian Gamer. Oh, Mithril Dragon has made suggestions in an attempt to make me say words that are going to be difficult. Here we go. On the left, Spanicula. And on the right, Gargantula.
Nice. I like those a lot.
That's pretty awesome. I like it. Oh, S2 PD Boy recommends Elm and Street.
I got that stripy orange sweater.
There you go. For the more subtle horror suggestion, Mr. Tom Wolf suggests Itsy and Bitsy. I don't know. Bugsy and Malone are really good. Juki Bard suggests George and Puffy Fluffy. I love how usually these two names, it's like one that's really scary and nasty and the other which is like fluffy.
Mittens.
Ooh, Irene UK, Fang and Gloria. Or Glora. Or is that Gora? Like Fang Gloria. Oh, when I trip over my words, the closed captioning is not happy at all. Wow. All right. Well, we are down to the wire here, and I think we're about to go raid the C Team. But before we go, I want to remind you all that we are not the only art stream on this channel. If you love art and you love games, then Crusaders Weekly and Bushwhacker Weekly are two of our other games that also do a show in where art happens on screen, and it's amazing. And if you like seeing Idle Champions art, then you should come back on Friday for Griddle Champions so that you can see that art on a pancake, because pancakes. And if we'd like to see more of your fabulous art, Michelle, where can we find you?
I'm on Instagram at Michelle Papadopoulos and Twitter at Art of Michelle.
And Alexis, where can we find more of your fabulous art?
I'm on Twitter at Alexis Theroux and on Instagram at alexis.theroux.
Awesome. And you can find me as Owa Lauren in all of the Twitters. And thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for helping me come up with names and backstories. Thank you to the two of you for these amazing creatures. Thanks to Sasha for being our outstanding moderator. And stick around, as we're going to go raid Penny Arcade and the C Team. And we will see you next encounter. Bye.
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 Thanks, everyone.